Hey, no, it's all good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Hey, we were just Salakia. We didn't realize that we started the class and we was already live. So shalom, shalom Israel, the water for listening. We'll go ahead and get started again. But
all the camps out there,
yeah.
and sincerity,
all
across the country and nation.
But we didn't realize that we were already going.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize it wasn't active yet.
It wasn't recording.
Yeah. So basically, what I was saying was just to backtrack slightly was people that were born in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. Specifically our parents' generation or grandparents or uncles and aunts' generation. You always notice that they had these circles or their dots on their arms, and they had these round. It looks like scar tissue.
Imprint.
Like an imprint.
Yeah.
And growing up, I would always ask my uncles and aunts, my mom and dad, what is this? Why do all y'all have these things on your arms?
I used to see them in church when they would clap. They would clap with the fan. I would see a little dot too.
Yeah, you would see the dot here.
Older generation.
Or sometimes it was low, even down halfway on the arm. Or I've even seen sometimes where it's kind of behind the shoulder. Mm-hmm. But I've seen where if they grew, they stretched, body expanded. But you saw them in different places. But mostly you saw them these same circles. And I thought they were birthmarks growing up. I didn't know what they were until my mother explained to me that in the 1960s, when they were in elementary school, that they would have to they had to bring their families. They were urged by the city to bring their families down to the Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And then one by one they would stand in line and they would get injected with this device that looked like a gun, but it had a lot of needles on it. And they would all get these shots on their arms. So if you look at the generation, for those old enough, they may remember, they may still have that scar tissue, because it's permanent. But I remember also seeing where the scar tissue developed keloids or tumor-like situations where it was inflamed and it just looked like meat hanging off their arm. And my mother told me that when they were given these shots, they were told not to scratch it. You scratch it, it would become inflamed and infected. And then you saw that. But for the most part, you just see a round circle with a bunch of little holes, and that's permanent. That's permanent on their arms. And this was in the 60s. And this is what they were told to do by health individuals.
Not the whole city though, right? Only the certain community.
You know what? I asked her that, and she doesn't remember because she was young, if it was the entire city or if it was just a minority thing. And more than likely it's probably a minority thing who, like during that time, you didn't have a lot of black doctors and Hispanic doctors. So our people couldn't afford medicine. Our people couldn't afford, treatments. So this was the community's or the city's idea or the federal idea of immunizing the community, but they left scar tissue. And I experienced this when anybody joined the military or know that when you go to basic training, they light you up with needles. You get 6-7 injections all at a time. I seen grown men pass out, collapse on the ground because it was so many needles and it was so many injections, and they do it fast, they do it rapidly. But and you still have those scars too to this day.
Please stop touching my stuff.
And whoever that is, we're gonna have to mute it on the. I'm not sure who that is on the Zoom, but let's go ahead and mute your microphone. All right, thank you so much. So, in the 1950s and 60s, a lot of our people were getting community medicine, and this community medicine was in the form of vaccines and immunizations. And they would give them a cube of sugar, and then on the cube of sugar would have some medicine supposedly for polio. And so my mother told me that they would have to eat the cube of sugar with the polio medicine on it. But they still end up getting the measles. They still end up getting the mumps. They still end up getting rubella, chicken pox. They still end up getting all these other diseases regardless of taking these immunizations and these medicines. And some of these medicines are dangerous and deadly, especially if you're giving birth or you're a pregnant mother, or even harmful to the child. So, like I said, this is not to bash the medical industry. That's not what this class is about. This class is about looking at a glimpse of just a few past generations and how they were dealt with medications and immunizations and vaccinations, and what's expected in the modern time that we live in now. Because we're about to see or embrace this same type of engagement, possibly soon. You know, as now that, you know, on the news and government officials and the CDC and the World Health Organization, everybody's pushing for a cure. Everybody's pushing for treatment. Everybody's pushing for a vaccine. But let's find out how the Most High looks at medicine, because that's what the class is about. It's about medicine and vaccinations. All right, so the first scripture we're going to is Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 1. Once again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 1. It says, honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him.
So it says you're supposed to pay respect or hold a physician in high regard. You're supposed to respect a physician. You're supposed to look at a physician with respect because they have an answer, hopefully, to your sickness. They have a solution through the skill that the Most High has blessed them with, and their own study. There's hopefully some type of answer that they can provide. The last thing you want to hear is you have an ailment, and then you go to the hospital and they tell you there's nothing we can do. That's some of the worst things you can hear.
It's bad news.
That's bad news. Well, I can't see. I'm going blind. There's nothing we can do. You know, medicine has evolved to where now if you had cataracts, you know, you had cloudy retinas, you know, you had these cloudy retinas, you can get the cataracts removed. You know, so medicine has evolved to where medicine has evolved. Hold on. Hey, can we get somebody to mute their microphone? We can hear you at home on the Zoom. Can you please mute your microphone if you can hear us on the Zoom? Okay. You know, you want to hear good news when you go to a doctor. You want to hear everything's going to be okay. You want to hear it's not terminal, or it's not congenital, or it's not malignant. You want to hear these things when you go to a doctor, that you don't have to suffer for a long time. That's what you want to hear. So the doctors do provide some type of peace of mind. Like I said, this class is not about bashing the medical industry, but it's looking at the medical industry from the Most High's perspective. So read it one more time.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the usage which ye may have of him. For the Most High hath created him.
Because the Most High made the physician.
God.
The Most High made the doctors. The Most High made medicine men. The Most High made medicine women.
Mm-hmm.
He made us. Go ahead.
For of the Most High cometh healing.
For the purpose of these doctors.
You're muted.
The purpose of the doctors. Can you mute your microphone on the Zoom? Okay. Okay, can you hear us now? Okay, let's hope. Can everybody hear us on Zoom and on the platform, on the Zoom platform? All right, cool. All right, go ahead.
For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king.
Okay.
The skill of the physician shall lift up his head.
It said the skill of the physician shall lift up his what?
Shall lift up his head.
So the skill of the physician shall make him well known.
Mm-hmm.
That's the objective of the physician. So he said shall lift up his head. Go ahead.
And in the sight of great men shall he be in admiration.
Admiration, right. So the idea that the Most High created a physician. He gave us healing through the physician. But there's a step prior to that. The Most High really don't even want us to go see them. The idea and the goal is to prevent yourself from having to go to a physician. Although the Most High has made a physician to help you in whatever circumstance you're dealing with, the goal is not to even go to a doctor, to have to see a doctor, to have to go to a clinic, or have to go to a hospital. That's the ultimate goal. To prove that, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 28.
Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 28 reads, "For all things are not profitable for all men."
So everybody has to be careful, because everybody can't do what everybody else is doing. Read on.
"Neither have every soul pleasure in everything.
Go ahead.
Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing."
It says, be not what?
Unsatiable.
Unsatiable in any dainty thing.
It says, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing. A dainty thing is something that's nice for the taste. So what he's saying is, he says, don't eat food just because it tastes good. Don't do that to yourself. Don't eat for flavor. Because that's what we do a lot. A lot of times, especially when you're dealing with us as a people, when you're dealing with us as blacks and Hispanics, we got to put flavor on the food. If it don't have flavor on it, we're not eating it. It's got to be loaded with hot sauce. It's got to have Cholula. It's got to have barbecue sauce on it. Smothered in ranch. Smothered in gravy. It's got to have gravy with it, man. Gotta have gravy, man.
We can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Can you hear me now? But I can't hear the sword of truth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the brothers know we can't hear them.
Okay, well, hey, Nahar, the reason why we had to mute people because their kids were making a lot of noise. So let me unmute it. And if you can't hear us, okay, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And if you could just mute your microphone so we don't hear the kids reverberating onto the YouTube class.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. The water.
Thank you.
All right, so he says, do not eat for what?
Be not unsatiable in any dainty thing.
We're in Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 28. Go ahead. He said, be not unsatiable in any dainty thing. The definition of dainty is something that's nice to taste. The idea of avoiding a doctor or avoiding a clinic or avoiding some type of medical treatment or procedure is to watch what you eat. Don't just eat food that tastes good. Don't eat for taste. We have to learn and change our eating habits to where we can't put hot sauce, pepper sauce, chile, lime, Lucas on fruits and vegetables. You can't eat like that. You can't smother your food. And go ahead.
And when we talk about this, we're talking about a person because of their dietary habit. The word insatiable means impossible to satisfy.
Yep.
When you look at mass corporate food, they put in certain chemicals in the food. It's called craveability. The goal of the food is to make you addicted to it.
Right.
So Esau knows, or the medical, not the medical community, but the food community knows we have to put chemicals in there because people are already into the flavor.
Right.
We want them to be more and more and more impassioned into the food. They actually connect sexuality with food.
Right. And they understand that food has a chemical reaction to the body. Just like drugs or alcohol have a chemical reaction to the body. Food also makes the body spike in certain hormone levels and release certain hormones.
Yeah.
Food also breaks down and synthesizes, and the body metabolizes food just like a drug.
Yeah.
So food can make you high. Sugar can make you high. Sugar can make you addicted.
That's like cocaine.
Yeah, but it's worse. They say it's worse. They say sugar is worse than cocaine. It's worse than drugs. So sugar can react and make the body release those same dopamines that drugs do. So he says, don't just eat for dainty things. Be selective about how you eat your food. Be wise about how you eat your food.
Yeah.
Don't just eat because it tastes good.
What's the purpose of you eating this meal?
Exactly. You have to ask yourself these questions when you eat. This is how you avoid the doctor in the first place. Read that again.
Be not insatiable in any dainty things, nor too greedy upon meats.
Or you don't have to have a Texas-sized plate everywhere you go. You don't have to eat the whole portion that's lumped on your plate at one time, at one setting.
Super size it.
Upsize it, supersize it, watersize it, biggie size it, Texas size it. You don't have to add, you don't have to engulf yourself in all the extra stuff, because we think we're getting the most for our money. That's how we think.
Yeah.
We think if I pay for this and I spent my money on it, then it better fill me up.
Yeah.
That's the mentality that we possess.
God.
I paid for it, I better get full.
Yeah.
I better not still be hungry in 2 hours. I just dropped $13. Hook it up.
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw that extra cheese on it.
Yeah.
What was you gonna say?
I mean, is it like a limit to your seasoning, or I mean, because if you finna eat a steak and you just throw a steak on the grill, I don't know if you smell how chicken smell or how raw meat smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get that same taste.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, the scriptures say if salt has lost its savor, then wherewith shall it be salted? It's therefore good for nothing. Right? It said, but to be cast out, right?
God.
So salt is necessary. The Most High made these seasonings for the purpose of savor, for the purpose of flavor. The Most High is not with eating bland food. But what he's saying is, don't be excessive in how you add these things to your food. Or don't be excessive also in the portion size. So he's saying both. He said, don't be dainty, meaning I got to eat because I want that flavor. It got to be spicy. So, I can't stop. Or I'm going to just drown my food in hot sauce.
We've had brothers go to the hospital. Right?
Yeah.
We've had brothers go to Riverson Mall, get a chip, experiment all the hot sauces, try the ghost pepper, eat it, and then hours later it just wouldn't stop burning. I gotta go to the hospital.
Got to go to the hospital to get some treatment.
Because it's like, it's not about eating, it's about just, it becomes a sport.
Right.
And the Romans were known for the dromedaries. They're known for just eating and gorging until they vomit.
Because it was about eating for flavor.
Yeah, they do that at carnivals, at the hot dog,
Yeah, all you can eat. Because that's what we do. We want to go to the all you can eat.
Vomitoriums.
Yeah, we want the buffet. We want the main course. We want the appetizer. We want the dessert, and we want the to-go bag. We want to take something to go.
Yeah.
Then we sneak food in napkins and put it in our pocket.
Yeah, we do that.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
So
extra those.
Yeah, so this is us, man. But this is the Most High saying, if you eat a certain way, you can avoid the doctor altogether.
Come.
He said, be not dainty upon thy meat. He says, be not insatiable and dainty in anything, nor too greedy upon meats. Read on.
For excess of meat.
For what?
Excess of meat.
For excess. Excess means too much meat. Go ahead.
Bringeth sickness.
What brings sickness?
For excess meat of meats.
Excess.
Excess of meat bringeth what?
Bringeth sickness.
It brings sickness.
Excess. Lack of moderation.
It's the lack of moderation. Go ahead.
It says an amount of something that is more than necessary.
It says, so he's showing you that we don't have to eat the portions that we've learned to eat for the sake of getting our money's worth, or for the sake of feeling satisfied. Matter of fact, go to Ecclesiastes chapter 31, verse 19. Go to Ecclesiastes in the apocrypha, stay in the apocrypha. Go to chapter 31, verse 19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 31, verse 19. A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
It says what?
A very little is sufficient for a man well nurtured.
So when we just read in Ecclesiastes chapter 38, it says, it says, for excess of meats bringeth sickness. So it says a very little is what?
Sufficient.
Is a very little meat is sufficient for what?
A man well nurtured.
A man well nurtured, meaning if I'm well nurtured, nurtured means that which promotes growth. So if I'm eating healthy to promote the growth or the health of my body, if I'm eating with my health in mind,
Yeah.
not with my tongue or my taste buds in mind,
That's the priority, yeah.
If I'm eating with health in mind to make me stronger, to make me bigger, or not just bigger, but healthier. Because bigger don't mean healthier, but to make me more nurtured,
Capable.
fulfilled,
Yeah.
and the body's able to synthesize everything and process everything I ate and turn it into some type of mechanical purpose.
That's beneficial.
Some type of mechanical beneficial purpose, which is for me to go up these stairs or walk 10 miles or whatever I do on my job, or to sustain myself. So I should be eating with the idea of getting better in health, not eating with the idea of I got to get my money's worth or it don't taste good. It's too bland, not enough seasoning
It's
on
an
it.
event.
So he's saying that if you're well nurtured, if you eat with the idea of I know that this doesn't taste good, I know that it don't taste like I would probably want it, but I understand what this particular food, with this kale, I understand what this kale is doing to my body. And that's what nurtured means. It says that which promotes growth or education. So that not only do I eat, but I eat food with education, knowing what the power of this food can do to my body.
Intelligent.
I'm eating with intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm eating with the idea in mind. I know that carrots give me vitamin K. And I need vitamin K for my eyesight. I know that these leafy green kale, arugula, and damn chard, cabbage, I know that these has vitamin D in it. I know I need this for my bones. I'm eating with the idea of understanding the power of the food. I know that this food has power in it.
I understand that my pH balance is important. If my body's acidic, that's an environment for what?
Cancer.
Cancer, disease. All those little bacteria and viruses, they love acidic bodies. Whereas when you eat green stuff, good food, right? Foliage, right?
High fiber.
Yeah, the flavor of it it has an alkaline flavor. That's that bitter flavor. The acidic flavor tastes good too, though.
Yeah.
But the bitter
if you
flavor,
get accustomed to
we don't get used to the bitter flavor. So I'm gonna avoid that because it's bitter in my tongue. All those bitter flavors, those are vitamins that you need in your body.
Those are trace minerals that's necessary for eye development, for nervous system development. That's necessary for muscle development. It's necessary for kidney function. It's necessary for organ function. And matter of fact, you need this for functioning overall, for overall health. Matter of fact, you read that.
Yeah. Proverbs 23 and 20.
Proverbs chapter 23 and 20, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like the fact you bring out the ingredients of meats. I used to be super meat crazy. Mm-hmm. Meat indulgent.
Proverbs chapter 23 verse 20 reads, Be not among wine bibbers.
So this is the wisdom, right? Solomon wrote this. Most High inspired to say that, right?
Come.
It says, be not among wine bibbers. I mean, people that are excessive in wine, right?
Come.
Alcohol. Read on.
Among riotous.
No, riotous.
Riotous eaters of flesh.
Among what?
Riotous eaters of flesh.
So I'm eating flesh like it's a riot.
And you ever notice when you're drinking, the food just tastes better?
Yeah.
You just can't, like, fast food tastes better.
Yeah.
You know what? Because you're already in the mind frame of indulging.
Mm-hmm.
You've already passed the point of understanding this is healthy. Now I'm just eating for pleasure.
I'll suck up this alcohol.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people. I gotta put something on my stomach.
Yeah.
Because I don't need a hangover in the morning.
No.
So I gotta eat something so I don't be sick. So now I'm adding on one bad issue on top of another. But he said, be not with what?
Be not among wine bibbers.
Go ahead.
Among riotous eaters of flesh.
Why not? Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 29.
Ecclesiastes chapter
37, verse 30.
37, verse 30 reads, For excess of meat bringeth sickness.
Because excess of meat or drinking bringeth what?
Sickness.
It brings sickness. Go ahead.
And surfeiting.
Okay.
Surfeiting will turn into
Choler. Now, surfeiting means to oppress the system by oppressing the system by excessive eating and drinking, or loading or filling to disgust.
Wow.
So surfeiting means you're pressing your system, meaning you need time. You eat so much, your system doesn't have time or opportunity to break down what is being taken in.
Yeah.
So instead of actually doing the body any good, it's actually overloading the system with chemicals that the body is using to break the food down. For example, that's what choler is. Choler is the bile. When you eat food, this is what people may not understand. When I eat food, food goes, the saliva in my mouth already starts to break down the food. Saliva has that capability. There's enzymes in the saliva that automatically starts to break down the food immediately upon putting the food in your mouth. Right? I'm eating food, I'm mixing it with saliva, it's breaking it down, it goes down in my esophagus, down into my stomach, and while it's in my stomach, my liver and my gallbladder are creating enzyme, or not gallbladder, but my liver and my pancreas are creating enzymes. They're making enzymes based upon the food that I just put in my stomach.
The type of food.
Based on the type of food I put in my stomach, they're making enzymes to break that down. Now my liver and my pancreas, they release these enzymes. Those enzymes break the food down, and the byproduct, which is the after effect, what's left over of what wasn't broken down by the liver and the pancreas, the after effect or the byproduct of the food, what's left over, passes down, and then it goes into the lower colon. It descends into the lower colon, where my gallbladder will help break down the remaining food that the liver and the pancreas didn't break up. Now, I'm not no physician or nothing, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, correct me. This is not something that I've studied, but I just understand it somewhat. So if there's somebody out there that understands it better, cool, I'm cool with that. But as far as how the body is processing food, it's the gallbladder houses the leftover excess waste. That's what choler is. Choler is bile. You have yellow bile and you have black bile in the body. Both of them, once the gallbladder receives them, it tries to break it down again as a filtration system, or another level to break down the food, and then it passes from the bile, from the gallbladder into the small intestine, down and out through the colon, and you know what happens after that. You know what I'm saying?
We know this.
You know what happens after that. So, but the idea is, as I eat, I'm understanding this process. I'm understanding what's happening at every stage of my food being broken down, synthesized, and metabolized, so my body can get the most out of it. Now, when I eat too much, he said, when I'm excessive in my eating, then what happens? Read verse 30 again.
For excess of meat,
But when I'm eating too much, go ahead.
bringeth sickness.
It brings what?
Sickness.
It brings sickness. Why am I making my body sick when I eat too much? Read on.
And surfeiting.
And because I'm oppressing my system, you have to give your body time to break what you put in it down. Otherwise, you're oppressing it. Otherwise, you're forcing it to go into overdrive. It's like when you have your foot all the way down on a gas pedal. You're making it work extra hard. And then when the body is overproducing chemicals, and now you have bile, or you have waste, or you have toxins in your blood, because the body wasn't able to bring it out. Go to Leviticus chapter 17, verse 10. Go to Leviticus chapter 17, verse 10.
Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 10 reads.
Go ahead.
And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel.
Read verse 11.
Verse 11. For the life of the flesh.
It says, the Bible says in Leviticus chapter 17, verse 11, it says, for the life of the flesh. Go ahead.
Is in the blood.
It says the life, what keeps you alive, is everything that's in your what?
Blood.
It's all in your blood. Everything that's necessary to keep you going is in your bloodstream. So when you suppress your system with too much food, you're forcing toxins into the blood. You're forcing toxins in the system. You're forcing color or bile or waste to go into areas of the body that it doesn't belong. And that's when you have an overproduced area of lymphatics. That's what your lymphatic system is supposed to do. You have a circulatory system and you have a lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system is all the parts of the body that, like your adenoids, what do you call it? Your tonsils, all these, the thyroid also produces enzymes to break down food. So all this parts of the lymphatic system is also supposed to filter out. It's another filtration system that helps the blood stay clean. But when your lymphatic system is over excessively oppressed by too much food, the lymphatic system slows down and then the blood becomes toxic.
I gotta make this point too. I'm with you.
Kind of.
To be honest, also, the way you're eating, when you're eating excessively and you're eating without regulation, it has an effect on your emotions. It has an effect on how you feel. People say, I feel like itch, right? We're gonna find it. We're gonna prove it right here, though. It says gallbladder on the point you brought up. Liver, gallbladder. Bile is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, which makes these two organs vulnerable to negative choleric emotions like anger, irritability, frustration, resentment, jealousy, and envy. These negative choleric emotions are stored in these organs and can slowly eat away at them if allowed to fester. Anger and rage can explode.
Slow down and read that one more time.
So this is based on the eating, right?
Yeah.
That's why it says riotous eaters of flesh.
Right.
Most I wasn't lying. It said bile is produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. What you said, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't lying. Which makes these two organs vulnerable to negative choleric emotions like anger.
So if I'm not eating healthy, I'm always what?
Angry.
I'm always angry. Go ahead.
Irritability.
Go ahead.
Frustration.
I'm always irritable. I'm frustrated. Am I frustrated because people make me frustrated?
People don't know. It really is based on what you were breaking out.
So, or am I angry or frustrated because I've suppressed my system and I've overloaded myself with waste?
Con.
And now I don't feel good, and now I'm angry, and now I'm not optimistic.
Con.
I don't have a positive outlook. I can't look at everything positive because I'm angry, I'm bitter, because my stomach don't feel good. You ever notice you could read somebody's face? Damn, like you could tell when somebody's stomach's upset. Like, damn, what? Oh man, my stomach hurt. They make that stomach hurt face. Oh man, my stomach. Oh, my stomach. I'm bloated. I got gas. I'm full of air. You know what I'm saying? Gassy.
I got that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got that too. I'm going to skip one paragraph down. It says stomach. It says the stomach is a seething cauldron of emotions and is intimately connected.
In medicine, the stomach is also called the second brain.
Con.
Just so you know how important the stomach is. It's always in medicine referred to as the second brain. Because it's also a part of the body that keeps you functioning and that controls your emotions and your feelings and your well-being. Go ahead.
And is intimately connected to the gastric center. It says also called the abdominal center, which governs energy flow and the distribution throughout the belly and gut, or the loins, right? Like the Bible says, the loins.
Right.
It says choleric emotions like anger, hate, rage, and frustration stored here lead to gastritis.
It leads to what?
Gastritis, ulcers, and other colic stomach conditions.
Acid reflux.
Many
You're
of
throwing up in your mouth, or you're vomiting. You're vomiting. You don't know why. You got to throw up. You always feel like you're nauseated. You feel nauseated all the time, like you're going to throw up at any time. Every food now makes you sick. Or is it the fact that your system has been oppressed? So now it's been overloaded with junk, and now your body is rejecting everything you put in it.
and it's releasing a lot of negative hormones.
Yep.
That's how the body works. The body's telling you, if you eat this, you ever know you do something right, eat something good, and your body tells you thank you. You eat something good, you get a little energy boost, you feel good, good decision, wise choice, and then we go eat something really greasy, and it tasted really good.
And then you like 5 minutes later, you're like, man, that didn't hit the spot.
Oh man,
that didn't give me the feeling I was expecting from that meal.
Hey, brothers,
Yes, sir.
or the term, I got a gut feeling, or I felt it in my gut.
Yeah, gut instinct.
God. It says right here. It says many of us hold a lot of choleric emotions, like anger and resentment, in our gut. Melancholy.
And anytime that you stress the body, anytime you oppress or suppress or add stress to your body, whether it's physical or mental, your body releases what's called cortisol. Cortisol breaks the body down. It actually kills healthy blood cells.
Yeah, it's acid. It's like acid.
Yeah, it actually kills healthy blood cells. That's why the Most High said what? In Leviticus chapter 17, he said what? Verse 11.
For the life of the flesh is in the blood.
You have to eat so that everything in your blood is healthy. You got to eat with your blood in mind. What do I need to eat to aid my blood from not being sticky with sugar? Not eating my blood to be slow with saturated fat and congested with cholesterol. The wrong type of cholesterol. There's good cholesterol, there's bad cholesterol.
It's good and bad, yeah.
But now I got all the saturated fats. Now I got all the wrong cholesterol. And now I'm straining my circulatory system to where my heart has to pump extra hard because my blood can't flow. So now my heart is pumping as if I'm racing just to get my bloodstream pumping like it's supposed to. Now I got circulatory issues. Now I got digestive issues. This is the beginning of sickness. This is the root of sickness. The root of sickness is in the diet. The root of sickness is in the eating. It's the choices that I eat, or it's the lack of wisdom that I'm using when I look at my food, understanding what is this food going to do in my body. If I stop eating for taste, but I eat so that I know that I'm eating this smoothie or drinking this smoothie or eating these greens, these vegetables that nobody likes to eat, I'm eating this because I understand that it's going to help my body. You have to change the way you're thinking. You can't eat because it's quick, it's fast, it's convenient, it tastes good, and it's cheap. These are the reasons why each and every one of us eat the way we eat. It's got to be one of those two reasons. Price is in mind, portion size is in mind, or the flavors in mind. Hardly ever do we eat with the idea of understanding chemistry. Hardly do we eat understanding metabolism, enzymes, amino acids. We don't eat like that. But you have to get educated. That's why it says when you're well nurtured, meaning you're educated on what promotes growth in your body. You have to educate yourself. That's why a lot of people have their hairs falling out. So a lot of people losing hair don't understand why. They don't even understand what calcium, when your body is lacking calcium, your nails are brittle. You break a nail tying your shoe. You break a nail putting your shirt, tucking your shirt in. You do the simplest things and break nails because your body is compromised because the calcium is depleted. Now your teeth are rotting away and you got loose teeth at every corner.
It's not cool, right?
Now you got gaps in your teeth because your teeth are falling out and they're turning gray because you're lacking calcium. Now your hair is falling out. Every time you take a shower, you shampoo your hair, you got a damn afro in the tub with you. Why is that? Because your body is losing calcium. Because we're not eating with health in mind.
To maintain what the Most High gave us.
Right. This is how the Most High looks at medicine. We got to change how we look at medicine. You only have to see the doctor if you're not eating right. You only have to see the physician, which the Most High made the physician, when you're not taking care of yourself. But you're supposed to avoid the physician as much as possible unless it's absolutely necessary. Right? Now go back to where we were at in Ecclesiastes chapter 37, verse 31, and finish that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 37 and verse 31 reads, by surfeiting,
by oppressing the system, go ahead,
have many perished.
A lot of your family members, our family members,
Big Mama.
Big Mama, Grandma, your favorite uncle, your favorite aunt, or your parents, your
Dad.
cousins, sisters, brothers,
Yeah.
have died too soon because of what?
Perish.
Because they suppressed their system. Overindulgence. They didn't think about what they were eating, or they weren't thinking about the measurement of drinking that they were doing. They suppressed their system with alcohol. They said a lot of our people have died because of bad eating choices, unhealthy choices in eating. Go ahead.
But he that taketh heed prolongeth his life.
So if I'm paying attention to what I'm putting in my mouth, this is how the Most High looks at medicine. If you pay attention to what you eat, you will prolong your life. Therefore, you have little need for medicine. Therefore, you don't need the medicine. You don't need to go to the physician. It's all the strength of your body and the life of your body, your constitution of body, is based upon what you put in it. That's what helps a healthy immune system.
Yeah.
That's what keeps you preventing from letting disease and bacteria invade your system.
Your body makes its own medicine.
You ever notice how when you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right, you know what I'm saying? You're stressing, you get sick real easy.
That's real.
You get the stuffy nose, you get the runny nose, your back of your throat start itching, your adenoids, your lymph nodes start swelling up. You get the sore throat. It's coming from stress and bad eating. It's a combination of both. Because I'm already compromising my immune system, so my immune system can't fight a regular damn virus or a regular damn bacteria. Because I've compromised it already. I've weakened it. This is how the Most High look at health. This is the medical industry. It's the diet industry. It's what the Most High says that will prolong your life. But if you can't eat healthy, if you can't use wisdom and selection of how you eat your food, then you're going to have to do what? Now read the next chapter.
Read the next chapter. Honor a physician.
Now you got to go pay visit to who?
A physician.
Now you got to go see the doctor. Now you got to go get a checkup. Now you got to get a checkup. Now you got to get your insurance card.
Yeah.
Now you got to go find out who can you see when you don't have insurance. Now you got to go talk to somebody. Now I got to go get some expert advice. But I could have avoided all this by just understanding food. Just by understanding the breakdown of food. So I could, if I understand this, I don't have to see a doctor. But if I don't understand this, then I'll have to pay honor to a physician. Read on down now.
With the honor due unto him for the uses which ye may have of him.
Now I need them because now I have gastritis. I need them because I have my bowels, my lower intestine is swollen. And now I bleed when I poop. That's called Crohn's. That's what Crohn's disease is. I have a swollen colon. It's inflamed.
It's inflamed.
It's inflamed and it's abrasive, and ulcers are growing on it, and I'm corroding it to where I'm bleeding. And I got blood in my stool, or I'm overworking my liver to where now my kidneys, now I got proteins and enzymes leaking throughout my bladder that are supposed to be in my bloodstream.
Leaky gut syndrome?
Now I got leaky gut syndrome. Now the food that is supposed to give me strength is being leaked out into my urinary tract, or is being leaked out into my bloodstream. It's never going into the colon, which is the place where all the blood vessels are, that converts all of your food to mechanical energy. There's a chemical conversion that goes from substance to chemical energy. But now that's corroded, that's compromised. Now my stomach is jacked up. So now my system is jacked up. Now my health is jacked up. Now my life is jacked up. Now my emotions are jacked up. Read on.
For the Lord have created it.
Read on.
For the Most High cometh healing.
Because from the Most High cometh what?
Healing.
Read on.
And he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head.
And if you're sick, make sure you try to go to the best physician you can find. If you have need of a doctor. Don't just go to any doctor. That's why I said, go to the doctor that has skill. Go to the doctor that's been in practice for a long time, that has understanding of your sickness. If you go to a doctor and you tell them the symptoms that you have, and they're Googling the symptoms, get the hell out the office. If you go to a doctor and they got their phone or their tablet and they're like, let me look that up for you. You could have did that at home. Then you're not dealing with a physician that has what? Skill. If you do need to go to a doctor, go to the best damn doctor. Find the best one that you can go to and get to him. Don't just go to any doctor. He said the skill of the physician shall what?
Shall lift up his head.
Read on.
And in the sight of great men,
Go ahead.
he shall be in admiration.
That's right. Everybody wants to go to the best doctors that your money or insurance can buy. You should, because your life depends on it. What verse you on right now?
4.
4. Read on.
The Lord hath created medicine.
The Lord created what?
Medicine.
From where?
Out of the earth.
Where did the Most High get his medicine from?
Out of the earth.
What should you be looking at to sustain your healthy body or healthy constitution?
Medicine's out the earth.
No, he said medicine's out of Whataburger.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Medicine's out of Jack in the Box.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Out of Taco Bell.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Taco Cabana.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Hey, I'm just telling on myself.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Because you know what? I got an app for every one of these places just about.
Medicine's out of the earth.
Well, I get points every time I go over here.
Medicine's out of the earth.
At Chick-fil-A.
Medicine's out of the earth.
I got free sandwiches.
Medicine's out of the earth.
I got free sandwiches.
Because I got apps for that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling on myself.
Medicine's out of the earth.
But that's what I got to start looking at. I got to start getting my medicine straight from the earth. Being not excessive in meat. Not eating too much meat, but eating more things that grow out the earth. That's where my diet should the portion of my diet should be in the growth of the vegetation that grows, the yams, the cantaloupes, the sweet potatoes, the cucumbers, the onions, the garlic. All these things that grow out the earth should be the major portion of my diet. That should be at least 80% of my diet. The cabbage, the purple cabbage. You know what? When you go to India, man, you ever see that damn, what's the name of that damn fruit that's like this big, that got all the damn spikes on it? Jackfruit. That damn, you ever seen them jackfruit? The things are huge and they're expensive because they're healthy and they got to bring it over here. But they eat it. It grows wild in India. A lot of the Indians, they got gooseberries that grow wild. Gooseberries clean the blood out. And they taste good. But you know what? We'll go to a doctor and he'll give us something man-made that's the synthetic form of the food that we don't eat. We'll go get the synthetic form of which has the synthetic man-made chemicals of the property of what the fruit or vegetable could have gave us. But then we'll go get a man-made portion of it and expect it to have the same impact, and it doesn't. We expect man-made chemicals to sustain life, and that's not what the Most High said was actual medicine. The Most High said this, read it again.
The Lord hath created medicines.
The Most High had created medicines, go ahead.
Out of the earth.
Out of where?
Out of the earth.
You should be looking to earth because that's where you come from. Your body is made up of dirt. Your body is made up of minerals. Your body is made up of calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, iron, selenium. Your body is made up of all these things. So why wouldn't I go to the earth to get it? Where do I get selenium from? I get selenium from Brazil nuts. Where do I get vitamin D from? I get vitamin D from vegetables, from leafy green vegetables. I get vitamin K from carrots. I can go to the earth if I educate myself, if I nurture myself, both in education and in choice selection. I can go find out exactly what's in every single vegetable in order to get that fat that I need, that healthy fat. Healthy fats, avocados got healthy fats. They got great and healthy fats. The brain needs healthy fats. The brain is made out of fat. But I got to know what's good for me. So it's about educating myself to understand what do I need from the earth to make me stronger. You know what's so crazy is that a lot of times when people get diseases, all they give them they give a man-made dosage of vitamin K. A lot of times people get diseases and they get a man-made dosage of vitamin C, or they get a man-made dosage of zinc.
Yeah.
They get a man-made dosage of omega-3, 6, and 9. And all this comes from what? The earth. I could have got omega-3, 6, and 9 from flaxseed. Flaxseed gives me just as much omega-3, 6, and 9. I could pull it from flaxseed, which grows out of the earth. But if I don't educate myself, I won't know what to eat to make my body strong. Then I'm eating because I got Popeyes. It's Tuesday, and you know on Tuesday
It's good.
Popeyes got two for $1. I get 2 pieces of dark meat for 99 cents. You think I'm going to eat something that come out the earth? Chickens came from the earth. You think I care about it? If I'm getting two legs for 99 cents with a biscuit? Come on, man. What choice am I going to make? But you know what smart people do? They don't bite the bait. People that educate themselves in health, they won't dare put that in their mouth. And if they do, it's a cheat day. And that's their cheat day. And they won't do it that often. But we do it on a daily basis. So with that understanding, he said medicine is made out of the what?
Out of the earth.
He said medicine is made out of the earth. Go ahead.
And he that is wise.
And if I'm smart, that's why I said you have to educate yourself about your body. You have to understand your body. Your job is to feed it properly. Feed it with some type of nutrient, some type of nourishment. That's your job. The Most High gave you your body. You have the responsibility to take care of it. That's all of our responsibility. I sound like a hypocrite right now because I know what I got on my phone. I got apps ready to go. They got free sandwiches, free fries, free drink, free ice cream. I got it on my phone right now. But I also have to understand if I don't feel good, I also have to understand where it's coming from. I can't be ignorant either. I can't be ignorant to understand if I'm gassy all damn day, if I'm bloated all day, obviously it's coming from what? Oh, man, I got cramps, man. Oh, my side hurts. Oh, man, my side is hurting. You know what? Stop eating the cheese and the dairy. Stop getting bloated. Obviously, the body is producing this gas from the breakdown of what I'm eating. They eat too many beans, man. Beans are good. Those are legumes. They're good. But not just any bean. There's beans that are higher. Like, now why do you think lima beans are so damn expensive? Lima beans used to be nasty when you were a kid. Now they're damn near the most expensive bean on the shelf. And they're usually in the smallest size. You ever notice that? Go to the bean section. The biggest pack of beans, which is a pinto bean, you get a damn 5-pound bag for $2. You will not get a 5-pound bag of lima beans for $2. You will get a 1-pound bag of lima beans for $7 for a little bag of lima beans. Obviously, people are pricing this because they understand the benefits in it. You have to educate yourself when you go to the grocery store. You have to educate yourself when you go shopping. You have to educate yourself on the food that you eat. You have to educate. This part of your life. It's necessary for life. Why the hell is the lima beans $7 for a 1-pound bag? Because the properties that's in them is necessary for healthy living. That's why when you go to certain stores in certain neighborhoods, you won't find Gig'em Smacks. You won't find damn Apple Jacks.
Big Red cereal.
Big Red cereal. You're not finding that junk in their stores. They won't even put that in their shelves. You're going to find whole grain. You're going to find millet. And you're going to find spelt flour, millet flour, whole grain oats, wheat germ cereal, grape nuts. You're going to find stuff that, you know what, that we don't necessarily like for the taste, but it's powerful for folic acid in the body. It's powerful for necessary amino acids in the body. Powerful for necessary carbs in the body. Good carbs in the body. Not the carbs you get from donuts, but the carbs you get from healthy grains and oats. See, they understand this. We don't understand this. That's why we're more likely, more than anybody else, to already have a pre-existing condition that makes us vulnerable to COVID. We're already weak. Our bodies are already compromised to where we're vulnerable to disease. But if we eat healthy, we can bypass even the need to see a doctor. We can even bypass the need to even get a shot, to even get a vaccination. If you change the way you think and you change the way you eat. Read on.
And he that is wise will not abhor them.
And if I'm wise, if I'm smart, I'll change the way I think, and I'll change the way I eat, and I'll change what I put in my mouth. I won't hate good food that's good for my body but might not taste that good. Read on.
Was not the water made sweet with wood?
Now the Most High is going to give you an example of what you should be looking at, or how you should be looking at the earth. He says, was not the water made sweet with what?
Wood.
But no, we want Diet Coke. We want Sprite.
Carbonation.
We want Coke. We want artificial sweeteners. We want aspartame. We want stevia. We want man-made sweeteners. We're addicted to damn sugar and pops,
Fructose
and
sucrose.
sugar drinks and sweet juices, fake juices. It even tells you that it's only 5% juice. It even tells you it's 5% juice, and we still drink the whole bottle.
God.
And the whole bottle was for 4 people, because it said the serving size was 4. But we drank the whole bottle thinking it was, because I bought it, I drank the whole thing.
That's crazy.
Now I got 4 times the sugar and wonder why we have 4 times the diabetes. It's how we think. It's how we look at the food. The food is the medicine. Read that again.
Was not the water made sweet with wood?
Now, for an example, give me a definition of licorice. Licorice root. Because some people hate licorice. Oh, licorice. Know what you hate? You hate candy licorice. You hate licorice that's made in a candy form. But you haven't had real licorice.
Benefits or benefits?
No, just the licorice root. Look up licorice root.
It says licorice.
Yeah.
Right here it says aromatic benefits, oldest remedies, digestive problems, menopausal symptoms, cough, bacterial viral infections.
It says licorice can help what?
It says today licorice root is promoted as a dietary supplement for conditions such as digestive problems, menopausal systems.
Menopause is when the woman's hormones stop producing progesterone and estrogen. So it's a lot of things. The hormones really go out of whack. You get the body sweats, the sweating all day, cold sweat, just break out in the sweat, because the body is the reproductive organs are shutting down.
It says licorice root may have potential health benefits such as fighting infection.
Licorice root does what?
Fighting infection, preventing tooth decay.
Okay, licorice, a Eurasian plant of the legume family. The sweet tasting dried root of this plant or an extract made from it used in medicine and also in candy flavored licorice root. But the Most High made roots, made wood that are naturally sweet. We don't even think about what the Most High created out of the earth to sweeten our drinks. He said it was not the water. We don't need Pepsi. You don't need Diet Coke. You don't need Sprite. You don't need any kind of cola product. He said it was not the water made sweet by the what?
With wood.
By the wood. You just have to educate yourself on the woods that make it sweet. He said it's a sweet tasting dried root of this plant or an extract made from it used in medicines. When the Most High said he created medicine out the earth, he wasn't kidding. We just don't know about it in order to partake in it. We don't know enough about these things. We don't know enough about the properties and the benefits of the herbs and the plants and the trees and the roots that the Most High has created. We don't know enough. How will we know?
And we gotta know the properties of it too, because there's certain plants that you eat that if you're pregnant are great for the pregnancy. Certain plants you eat if you're pregnant are bad for the pregnancy. You make you have the baby a little bit quicker. So
Or expel the baby. Period.
God. So you gotta know what it might taste good to you, but you gotta know the effect of it on your body.
Like, for example, neem oil. I'll give you an example. Neem oil is great for the hair. If you go to any hair care store, you can find neem oil made from the neem plant, Neem. Neem oil is great for the hair. But in India, they use it for abortion purposes,
Yeah.
to sterilize the women. Because when you intake too much neem oil, it makes you sterile, makes your womb sterile. So they use it for an abortionate thing more than they use it for the benefits of it. But when you put it on your hair, it makes your hair grow. But when you digest it, makes you sterile. But like you said, I'm just saying, based off what you said,
It's real.
But if you understand the properties, if you understand the power that's in plants, you will change how you eat. Read that part again.
Was not the water made sweet with wood,
Go ahead.
that the virtue thereof might be known?
He says the virtue is the strength of plants. We don't understand the strength, and we forsake the power that plants have in them. Don't weed get you high? I mean, for anybody that know this, don't drugs get you high?
Opium, poppy seed,
Poppy seed, heroin, cocaine.
mushrooms.
Don't they get called psychedelic effects?
Yeah.
Don't they blow your mind? Obviously, they're strong. Obviously, they're powerful.
Yeah.
So how come we don't know about neem oil? How come we don't understand licorice? How come we don't understand gooseberries? There's so many other powerful plants and medicines that the Most High created that you can extract them and their power is made known to the benefit of your body. You think Jack in the Box is going to tell you what's good?
No.
Nope.
They're going to give you 2 tacos for 99 cents.
That's gonna be good.
Come on, man.
And the oils that they cook the food in is very important because your brain is what, 70% oil? I mean fat, not oil. So if you put the wrong oils in your body, it creates that brain fog people deal with.
Yep.
That brain fog is coming from the oil that they cook your food in over and over and over. The oil's been destroyed, but they keep they don't give you fresh oil.
Yep, exactly. Read that part again.
That the virtue thereof might be known?
I'm gonna tell you how important understanding plants is. Little history lesson. When in the early 1400s, the white man would never go to Africa or any sub-Saharan tropical climates because the white man called Africa Black Death because there was one disease that the white man knew that if he got, he would die from. What is that? Malaria. That's why it was uncommon for a white man to visit or European to visit sub-Saharan or tropical areas of Africa or sub-Saharan areas. Because they knew, or any areas near water, they understood that if they got malaria, their bodies can't fight it. It wasn't until the 1500s did the Spanish find out about a plant. The plant is called quinine. Write that down. The plant is called quinine. 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 This is how understanding the properties and the strength and the power of plants can benefit you. The Europeans used quinine, which is the active ingredient in tonic water. If you put tonic water, like people drink gin and tonic, like the nasty stuff at the bottom of the store that nobody want to drink because it ain't got no sugar in it. But you know what white people understand? You know what Europeans understood? That if you take doses of quinine, or if you use the quinine extracted from the plant, that it makes your body heal and more or less vulnerable. If you get malaria, you can survive it better. They understood in the 1500s that this plant was necessary. They saw the natives being able to get malaria and be healed from it. So they saw the medicine men of Peru. They saw the medicine men of Africa using quinine. And from it, it helped them colonize Africa. That's how knowing the power of plants can benefit your culture. You can take over a damn culture when you and make yourself invincible. Then you start seeing white people going to Africa. But before that, in the 1500s, white people would hardly ever, Europeans would hardly ever go to Africa. But that's what's in tonic water. If you put tonic water under an ultraviolet light, it'll glow blue. What makes it blue or makes it glow under UV light is the quinine. It's the active ingredient. Scientists still don't understand how it works all together. But they do know this, that tonic water has high dosages of it. And then with the high dosage of it, you can help your body overcome malaria if you're fighting malaria.
God.
That's the power of understanding plants. See, the Europeans were smart. They saw gold in Africa. They saw wealth in Africa. So how can we get it without being infected? Let's go to the source. Let's go to Mother Earth. Matter of fact, even in Peru, the Spaniards saw the Peruvians using it in the 1500s. That's how the Spaniards got a hold of it. That's why Europeans would go to countries and they would invade them and they would colonize them and they would find out what is their diet and they would find out what is their strength and they would find out what they're using to make them have stamina or to keep them healthy from disease. They study them. That's why you got companies right now all up in the rainforest cutting down trees and plants, extracting it and selling it to you in the form of yerba mate, yerba mate tea. You know what I'm saying? People, they smart. There's superfoods in those jungles. There's superfoods in those plants. Alfalfa, that's a superfood. Wheatgrass, that's a superfood. Spinach, spirulina, those are superfoods. Bean sprouts, those are superfoods. They understand what superfoods are. They understand what keeps them strong and what helps their immune system. We don't. We're the ones that forsake what the Most High created and are ignorant to the strength that's in these plants. Read on.
That the virtue thereof might be known, and he have given men skill.
And he said he has given men what?
Skill.
And the Most High has blessed men with skill to understand the virtue and the power of plants. The chemistry that's inside of plants. What they're made of to help your body. You know, the natives used to use a cocaine plant. They didn't sniff cocaine. The natives used to just chew on the stalk. And they would be able to backpack over the mountains and do 100-mile journeys non-stop.
That's crazy, right?
But they wasn't sniffing. They wasn't taking no dollar bills and sniffing up no damn cocaine.
Scarface.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing that. They wasn't powdering their nose. They was chewing on the stalk. And it would give them strength to be able to backpack over the mountains for hundreds of miles. They understood that. Didn't have those damn same side effects. Didn't have the crack side effect.
Yeah, they didn't have the 85. It was the baking soda with the stalk back.
Yeah. Come on, man. But now, so the Most High said, read that part again.
And he have given men skill.
Go ahead.
That he might be honored in his marvelous works.
So the Most High made physicians with the ability to understand the power of plants to heal people so that the Most High could be glorified. That's the whole purpose of the medical industry. It's to heal men and still bring the glory back to the Father. Read on.
With such doeth he heal men and taketh away their pain.
So the Most High uses plants and puts them in the hands of men with skill to help take away your what?
Pain.
To help take away your pain. Read on.
Of such doeth the apothecary make a confection.
And they come up with a tincture, or they come up with a diagnosis, or they come up with some type of distribute some type of dosage to you to understand this is what will heal you. You know what? A lot of the early slaves had to bring the knowledge from Africa to understand the power that's in fruits. You know, we understood in Africa and also in South America that the cassava root was potent. The cassava root is a staple in Africa and in South America and Central America.
There's natural steroids in there.
Natural. And then they wonder why the Jamaicans are blowing everybody out in the Olympics. Because they eat yams and cassava
Yeah.
root. Because it's their diet. It's the idols. It's the vitamins. And they wonder why they can't stop. Nobody can beat the damn Jamaican women or the Jamaican men in racing.
Nobody can beat them.
But they live in a damn tropical rainforest. They got good food. And they eat fresh off the land. So of course their bodies should be stronger.
Yeah.
Look at what they're eating. But all of us were stronger before we were invaded and colonized and given an artificial diet. Yes.
I was gonna say, I wasn't sure, but I thought cassava is the one where you have to know what you're doing before you eat it. Like you have to
Yeah.
soak it or boil it, or
Yeah.
you can poison yourself.
It can poison you.
Right. Cassava's strong.
You gotta know what you're doing.
But the most this is the way the medical industry was supposed to be set up. This was the medical industry. Was the power of understanding plants and how to feed your body with proper proportions. That was the medical industry. But something happened. What happened? Go to Romans chapter 10, verse 19. Something happened, man. Go to Romans chapter 10, verse 19.
Romans 10, verse 19.
Read that.
But I say, did not Israel know?
He says, did not Israel understand? Go ahead.
First, Moses said, I will provoke you to jealousy.
Didn't you read the Bible? That even Moses said, that he said, I was going to provoke you to jealousy with what?
By them that are a no people.
So the black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child. He says, didn't you understand that if you read your Bible, that even Moses would have told you that the Most High said he was going to overthrow you and provoke you to jealousy of what?
By them that are a no people.
He says, the people that conquered us, the Most High said, there are no people. They don't have understanding. That's why they have their own medical industry. They don't have understanding of roots like the natives do. Like the natives of Africa.
To this day.
Like the natives or the Aborigines in Australia. Like the natives in Hawaii. Like the natives in America. Like the natives in South America. Those are the ones that have understanding of the earth. He said, but I'm going to provoke you to jealousy. And now I'm going to make you have to go to a no people for medicine. People that don't understand medicine. They don't understand diet. But they'll colonize you. And they see the benefit of the money that they can make from cottonseed. They see the benefit of the money that they can make from olive oil. They see the money that they can make, or the benefit of the money they can make from coconut milk. Or they see the benefit of the money that they can make from avocados. The only reason why damn avocados have become popular because Europeans got a hold of them. But then Indians been eating avocados for 1,000 years. He said, I'm gonna bring you to jealousy of that of a no people. Now go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. Now, our medical understanding,
2nd Ezra chapter
our medical awareness are in the hands of a no people. Our medical knowledge is now, our dietary knowledge is taught by the hands of a no people. Read that right there.
You said 2nd Ezra chapter 1.
6, verse 54.
God. 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54 reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures.
Go ahead.
Of him come we all.
He said, we all come from Adam. Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
But the Most High, yes, through Adam came every man on earth. But the Most High has a chosen people. He has a favorite people. Go ahead.
All this have I spoken before thee.
Go ahead.
O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
He says, but the Most High said he made the world for whose sake?
For our sake.
The whole world was made for the children of Israel's sake. Read on.
As for the other people.
As for who?
The other people.
The other people are the no people. They don't even get a classification because they don't matter. But they do matter. Why? Read on.
Which also come of Adam.
Read on. Why do they matter? Read on.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
The Most High said they are what?
Nothing.
We got to understand that their knowledge is what?
Nothing.
Their understanding of the earth is what?
Nothing.
We were robbed and raped and taken from our understanding of medicines. We were robbed and colonized and taken and murdered and our books of knowledge of understanding. What do you think the almanac comes from? On how to plant and harvest crops. The farmers of America didn't make no damn almanac. The almanac come from the Aztecs. It didn't come from no damn farmers. They stole that knowledge.
God.
Read on.
But be like unto spittle.
He said the Bible says that these other people are like what?
Spittle.
They're like spit, man. They're irrelevant. But we have to go to them to get understanding of good food. We have to go to them to get understanding of good eating. We have to go to them to get understanding of what medicine is. Or to understand what health is. We have to get their health class taught to us. We have to get their chemistry class taught to us. We have to get their knowledge and diet and nutrition class taught to us. We didn't need them. We already had that understanding before we was colonized. Before we was brought on slave ships. We already had natural medicine. We already had understanding of chemistry. We already had the understanding of the power of roots and vegetables. We already knew that. Read on.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Go ahead.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen.
These what?
Heathen.
The Most High said he put these heathens. Go ahead.
Which have.
The word heathen means people that do not believe in the God of the Bible. That's why they have their own damn medical book. That's why they have their own legislative books. That's why they damn sitting somewhere out of space trying to colonize Mars.
Sure.
He said these damn heathens. Go ahead.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
They've always been calculated and added up and quantified in the Bible as nothing. Read on.
Have begun to be lords over.
Now they're our teachers. Now they're our leaders. Now they're our educators. And we have to learn their science. Now we're eating their diet and we're eating their food. We're eating at their restaurants. We're studying medicine and education at their schools. We're going to their universities. Our universities was taught by medicine men. People that understood fruits and vegetables and potency and healing. Read on.
And to devour us.
Go ahead.
But we thy people.
It says, but we thy people, go ahead.
Whom thou hast called thy firstborn.
Read on.
Thy only begotten. And thy fervent love.
Read on.
Are given into their hands.
Now we're in the hands of our enemies, man. We're in the hands of the heathens.
Yeah.
Now we got to learn from them. That's sad, man. Read on.
If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
If the world was made for Israel's sake, then how come we're not teaching education and history and medicine and nutrients and diet and knowledge of botany and herbology? How come we're not the teachers of it? How come they're not going to our universities? We were the people that the earth was made for. Go to Baruch chapter 1 verse 17 to answer that question. Go to Baruch chapter 1 verse 17.
Baruch chapter 1 verse what?
17.
Baruch chapter 1 verse 17 reads, For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why is the heathens over us?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why do we have to go to their campuses to get education on fruits and vegetables that we already understood before being colonized?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why do we now have to get their vaccinations?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why do we have to get their immunizations?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why do we have to pop their pills and their medication?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Why do we have to eat their food?
For we have sinned before the Lord.
Read on.
And disobeyed them.
Go ahead.
and have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power.
God.
Go ahead.
To walk in the commandments that he gave us openly.
You know what? If we would have listened to the Most High commandments, the land would have been ours.
God.
We would have harvested our own fruits and vegetables. We would have made our own teas. We would have made our own herbs.
And pay extreme prices. We gotta pay extreme prices for healthy stuff.
Yeah. Double, triple price for eating healthy.
They put
That's
all this pesticides and everything out.
right.
They put glyphosate on the seeds of wheat twice, and it's proven that what it does is it changes the genetic code of your DNA. So when you have a child, the DNA is altered because of the wheat, the actual chemical they put on the wheat, the glyphosate.
Crazy, man.
It's an MIT study. MIT professor put it out.
You know, and it's bad because we weren't supposed to be learning nothing from them. Everything that we're supposed to be learning when it comes to nutrition and diet and health, we were supposed to be getting from the earth and getting from the Most High. Read on.
Since the day that the Lord brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt.
He says, just like the Most High brought the Lord of our forefathers, Moses and Aaron, out of the land of Egypt, Joshua and Caleb. Read on.
Unto this present day.
Read on.
We have been disobedient unto the Lord our power.
Since the first time we came out of slavery, the children of Israel have been what?
Disobedient unto the Lord our power.
But instead of respecting what the Most High gave us to look at as nutrition and diet, we rather take the drugs that these people gave us. We don't want to educate ourselves. We don't want to study. And now they're the ones telling us what health is. Now they're controlling what we eat and what we have access to. Because I tell you this, the store that's close to where you live at, they build stores, grocery stores, and every other business by doing an analysis of the demographics of the place that they're building that store at. They do an assessment. What is the median household income of that particular neighborhood? Oh, it's $30,000? Well, they're going to get tamales, and they're going to get a whole lot of bacon and fatback, and they're going to get a whole lot of soda. They're going to get a whole lot of chips and snacks. Their chips and snacks aisle is going to be twice as long because they don't eat healthy. But when they do the median household income or average household income of $100,000, $200,000 a year plus, oh, they're going to get halibut. They're going to get cod. They're going to get fresh fish. They have a fish market. They have an herb store in the damn store. Mm-hmm. They have whole grain buckets with scoopers in them.
Yeah, I heard that I was talking to like one of the customers at the zone, and like he was telling me like other HEBs have like superfoods and stuff like that.
They got food. They got food you never heard of. They got food and this is not just this Trader Joe's. This is Sprouts. This is any other health Whole Foods. These are health specific stores that understand the power of food. They put those stores in areas who make an average income of $100,000. They're not just putting those stores anywhere.
Randomly,
you get the damn corner store. You get the meat market. You get whatever it is that somebody's selling on the side of the road and a bag of lemons on top of a table.
The last batch.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what you get. They understand where to put the best food at and where not to put the best food because they know we don't eat that. They know that's not our diet. They serve us based on our education level. But if you notice, the more you educate yourself about food, you don't find yourself shopping in those low budget stores. You find yourself shopping at upper echelon stores that have fresher food and have more variety, more selection. Right. So read on.
We have been disobedient to the Lord our power.
But that's part of the curse. That we got to eat on low levels. We got to eat on a low level. We got to give ourselves low level medicines, low level fruits and vegetables. Damn, they're old, secondhand, passed down. You can go to the flea market and get better vegetables nowadays. If you live in areas that have crops, serious. They sell fruits and vegetables at the flea market. You damn near better off doing that. Go ahead.
And we have been negligent in not hearing his voice.
And because we've been negligent from hearing the Most High's voice, now we're getting educated by our enemies, by some heathens. Read on.
Wherefore the evils cleave unto us.
And that's why the evils cleave unto us.
Cleave.
That's why diabetes cleaves unto us.
God.
That's why cancers cleave unto us. That's why strokes cleave unto us. That's why AIDS cleave unto us. That's why STDs cleave unto us. That's why all these damn germs, all these damn biological damn weapons that's been implanted in our neighborhoods, all the sickness from it cleaves to us. Now we're the bearers of the worst damn constitution in a damn America. We're always the first one to most likely die from a damn disease. We're most likely to have prostate cancer. Black men more likely to have prostate cancer than anybody else on the damn planet. Black women, man, come on. Always suffering from either some type of what you call it?
Inflaming of the.
No, it's damn tumors in the fibrosis.
Yeah.
Fibroids, cystic fibrosis, all the damn cysts in the body that almost prevents them from reproducing. Got ovarian cancer, got one fallopian tube removed, or the whole uterus removed. That's us. That's a punishment, man. That's a curse. Read on.
Wherefore the evils cleave unto us.
That's why I said the evils cleave unto us. Bad health cleaves unto us. Read on.
And the curse.
And the curse, man. Man. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. He said these evils cleave unto us.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
And we always in wheelchairs. We always got some damn bandages wrapped around our legs. We always got some damn copper socks for circulation. We always got them damn circulation socks. I don't even what you call them socks, man. What they call it? Yeah, for varicose veins. Compression socks. Yeah, we always got the damn. We got the compression bodysuit on. We got a whole bodysuit for compression, to stimulate circulation. How come you're not? How come your blood not circulating? It's because what you're choosing to eat. And your enemy's not going to tell you. The heathen's not going to tell you that you're eating wrong. He's just going to give you another pill, because that's money too. He's just going to sustain the sickness, because that's money also. He's not in the business of healing the sickness, taking away the sickness. That's for you to do through your education of understanding the power of food. That's for you to do, is to remove the sickness. Their job is to sustain the sickness, keep you sick. Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 reads, But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Go ahead.
That all these curses.
That all these what?
These curses.
Go ahead.
Shall come upon thee.
What curses shall come upon us? Read on.
And overtake thee.
What curses are going to come upon us and overtake us? Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22 reads, The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption.
He said, I'm going to smite you with a what?
Consumption.
What is a consumption? Read on.
And with a fever.
And a what?
Fever.
So why did the Most High give us a consumption and a fever, or a burning? Historically, that's called an ague. It's called an ague or a fever. It's different names through time. Why are we always sick? Why are we all the ones with Vicks rubbed all the way up our damn nose? Vicks for every damn thing. Hottie toddies and Vicks. Liquor and tea and lemons. I'm not clowning, man. Because you got to do what you got to do. Cough drops, all that. We're the ones notorious for trying to come up with a home remedy. You know why we have to come up and make a home remedy? Because we don't have access to the earth anymore. The access of the earth has been taken, and that's part of the curse. So now the body is sick, and now you're left in a state of depravity. And he says, now you got the burning, now you got the damn flu or the fever. Now you got chills. Now you got night sweats. Now you got sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome. Read on.
And with a inflammation.
And now you got your stomachs inflamed. Now you got you're throwing up in your mouth. Acid reflux. Because everything about you has been inflamed. Now you have arthritis. Because that's inflammation. Now the joints don't move. You're like the damn Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. Now the joints don't work because they're too damn inflamed. And they hurt to move. The damn joints hurt to move them. Hurts to stand, hurts to sit, hurts to move your hands, hurts to grab something. You can barely hold a cup without dropping it because your damn hands, you can't even feel your hands. There's no circulation in your fingertips. This is real. That's every day. And this is our people. And this happens to our people the most. Black, Hispanic, and Native American. Man, woman, and child. This happens to our people the most. We're the ones that have been cursed with these sicknesses. Read on.
And with a extreme burning.
And with the what?
Extreme burning.
And whether that's some type of fever or some type of ulcer, or that's some type of hemorrhoid, inflammation. Either we're burning or itching in our reproductive organs. There's always something
Kids
burning.
are always born with that eczema.
Eczema, rashes, itching with rashes, skin on fire. Or I got my nerves. Because of what I've eaten, I've worn away the sheath or the coating that goes over my nerves. So now I have fibromyalgia.
It's bad.
Now I feel pain all day because the food that I ate has worn the coating off of my nerves. Now my nerves are exposed to my bloodstream all day. Now I feel pain all day. The Most High said, this has been given to us because we sinned. Now we're in the hands of our enemy. Read all of 22.
And with the sword.
And with the sword. Now we got death following us.
In different forms.
Yep. Jump down to verse, let that go and go back to where we were at, Baruch, and read verse 20 again.
God. Baruch chapter 1 verse 20 reads, Wherefore the evils cleave unto us, and the curse, which the Lord appointed by Moses, his servant, at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt.
Go ahead.
To give us a land that floweth with milk and honey.
Read on.
Like as it is to see this day.
Go ahead.
Nevertheless.
It says, nevertheless. Go ahead. We're supposed to have good land. Read on.
We have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, according to unto all the words of the prophets, whom he sent unto us. But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart.
Go ahead.
To serve strange power.
Now we're in the hand of our enemies, paying more honor and paying more privilege to what they tell us to eat and what they tell us to drink and what they tell us health is or diet or dietary nutrition is. Now we're in the hands of our enemies. Like Job said, go to Job chapter 13 verse 4. This is the result of being disobedient to the Most High. I can't blame the medical industry. They're just doing what the Most High told them to do. We have to blame us for being rebellious to the Most High to allow our enemies to take us captive. And now we're subjugated to their education and their diet and their food and their vaccinations when it wasn't supposed to be this way. Read that.
Job chapter 13 verse 4 reads, But ye are forgers of lies.
He said, but the nations are what?
Ye are forgers of lies.
They be lying to us. All the damn medicine that they give you cause more side effects than they do benefits. Read on.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
He says this industry. That's why a lot of doctors are adding Eastern philosophy and incorporating that into their medicine, into their diagnosis. That's why a lot of doctors are dropping out of the medical field because they understand it's a money game. It has nothing to do with you being healthy. It has nothing really to do with you being whole. There's no money in you being made whole. There's no money in that. There's no money in you being made whole and healing you from all your sicknesses. There's no money in that. This is a $1 trillion industry. The Food and Drug Administration. That's a $1 trillion industry. Why do they put them together, food and drug? What they got to do together? What do they have to do with each other? Because it's a $1 trillion industry. Because they understand food acts as a drug. And if you eat right, you don't need the drug. That's what they understand. The idea is to minimalize you and keep you in need of something. They understand this. That's why I say ye are forgers of lies. Go ahead.
Ye are all physicians of no value.
Go ahead.
Oh, that ye will altogether hold your peace.
He said, I wish all y'all would just shut up. And we go back to the way things were when we were utilizing the earth to heal us. We were better off that way. When the Spaniards arrived, there were no sicknesses such as polio. There was no sicknesses such as rheumatoid arthritis. They didn't have cancers. They didn't have type 2 diabetes. They didn't have these things. They didn't have chicken pox. They didn't have measles. They didn't have the mumps. They didn't have rubella, which is the German measles. They didn't have these things. The Native Americans didn't have these things. It's stated that there was over 500 million Native Americans living here before the white man arrived. How? With no disease. But they brought the blankets with smallpox in it. That's called germ warfare. They distributed blankets to children with the intention, knowing that their bodies don't have immunities to these diseases, to these foreign Western diseases. They understood that. That's biological warfare. They understand this. Go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 16, verse 12.
God.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 16 verse 12 reads, for it was neither herb.
But along with the herb, there's something else. This class is not just about making everybody go vegan or making people vegetarians. It's not the purpose of this class. He said neither what?
Neither herb nor mollifying plasters that restore them to health.
It said, and I'm not just trying to get everybody on a health kick to eat healthy food. Yes, that is the case. But that's not the only case. You have to educate yourself in two ways. You have to educate yourself, yes, dietarily. But you also have to educate yourself spiritually. This is how you eliminate sickness. This is what aids you in the benefit of having to go see a doctor. You educate your spirit and you educate your body. You feed your body. You nourish your body. You nourish your spirit. You nourish your mind. Read it again.
Nor mollifying plasters that restore them to health.
Go ahead.
But thy word.
But what?
But thy word.
Go ahead.
O Lord.
Come.
Which healeth all things.
He says the word of the Most High does what?
Which healeth all things.
Because it gives you understanding. It makes you discreet. It makes your choice selection more finer and acute. You don't just put anything in your mouth. You don't when you have the understanding of the Most High and understanding His word, it makes you sharper in knowing the difference between what's right and appropriate to what's wrong and foolish. You have better discernment when you heighten and educate your spirit. You feed yourself better. You live a better life. You make better decisions. You make better choices. So health is a spiritual process. That's why I said this. Ecclesiastes chapter 38 verse 9. Read that one more time.
Okay.
Ecclesiastes 38:9.
Ecclesiastes chapter 38 verse 9 reads, my son, in thy sickness be not negligent.
Be not what?
Negligent.
He said, in thy sickness be not what?
Negligent.
Be not negligent. Go ahead.
But pray unto the Lord.
See, so don't be negligent. Increase better decisions in diet. Make better decisions so you don't have to see a physician. But if you have to, don't be forgetful. Be mindful that you need the Most High also. Being healthy is just as much as it is spiritual as it is dietarily. The idea is not just to boost up no damn herbs and beans. The idea is to boost up the need that you have for the Father. To heighten your awareness that you need the Most High in your life. That's the purpose. Read on.
My son, in thy sickness be not negligent.
Go ahead.
But pray unto the Lord.
But do what?
Pray unto the Lord.
So health is a spiritual process, as well as nutritional choices that you can make that are better in your life. Read on.
And he will make thee whole.
And the Most High will make thee whole. But don't just pray to the Most High. Read this too. Go to James chapter 5 verse 14. You got to pray, but you have to also allow other people to be involved in that prayer as well. You got to have other people advocating for you to make your condition better. Read.
James chapter 5 verse 13. Read.
14.
14. Is any sick among you?
Is anybody sick among you? Go ahead.
Let him call for the elders of the church.
And do what? Read on.
And let them pray over him.
And let them do what?
Pray over him.
So you got to pray to the Most High. And you also got to have other people advocating for you to help you overcome this sickness. You should let other people be involved in that prayer. To make it a community thing. Now the prayer is stronger. Because I got other people praying for my condition and my sickness and my ailments. Health is a spiritual process. Not just a vegan thing. A pescatarian thing. But the problem is this. Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read verse 47.
Come. Deuteronomy 28, right?
Mm-hmm.
Verse 47.
Yep.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47 reads, because thou servest not the Lord thy power.
This is the problem though. Because we've chosen not to serve the Most High our power. Go ahead.
With joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
We don't want to read the Bible. We don't want to keep His commandments. We don't want to eat the foods that He told us to eat. He said don't eat the swine. There's a whole chapter about what you should put in your body. Don't eat the hare. We love rabbit. Don't eat the swine. We want bacon. We want pepperoni. We want salami. Go ahead.
For the abundance of all things.
Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who brought the Europeans against us?
The Lord.
It's not the Europeans' fault. They were just the instrument chosen by the Most High to do the correction for us, to do the punishment, to institute the slavery, to institute the systematic racism. They're the ones who the Most High chose to be the damn belt to whoop our butts. But ultimately, the responsibility falls on us. Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
The Most High said, I'm going to bring these enemies against you. And you're going to serve them in what?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Now that's why there is a food and drug administration. Now you have somebody controlling your food and controlling your drugs. There could be a medicine that's known to help people, but if it's not regulated and passed and approved by the FDA, they won't clear it. It could be $1. And it can heal you. But if it's not approved through them, now if it's not approved by your enemy, then they're not going to release it. They tell you what's healthy and not. That's not how it used to be. He said you got to serve your enemy in what?
In hunger.
In hunger. What else?
And in thirst.
And now you got to drink Flint water. Why you laugh?
That's where I'm from.
I know that's where you from. I know you understand. That's why you laugh. It's funny when you understand, but it really ain't funny. You know why it ain't funny? Because it's all kind of toxins in that water. Known toxin. It's known lead in the water in Flint. They know it's bad. And they still giving it to the people. And they know it's damn brown and yellow. And they know the damn lead makes kids slow. it gives you birth defects. They know this. They got scientists in the damn engineering water plant that distributes the damn water that know that water's been. I bet you they don't drink that water. They say that water's not even clean enough to bathe in.
No, it was a college. It's called Kettering down there. They knew before like everything went to chaos. They had switched their water before everything happened.
So the college switched the water. Kettering College switched their water before everybody else did because they knew the Flint water was no good. But when you got a predominant population of so-called poor people that just so happen to be black, who cares? That's why the Most High said, I'm going to bring an enemy against you, and he's going to tell you what to drink. He's going to control your food supply. He's going to control your water supply. Now you have no control. You can buy all the Brita filters you want. You cannot get out all the hard metals inside of that water. You cannot get out of the toxins that's in the water, the bacteria that's in that water, the poison that's in that water.
Even in this city, they actually every year they dump all the leftover medication in the Edwards Aquifer so it dissolves.
I'm gonna say this: just a few weeks ago, just in San Marcos, they had a boil water ban or boil water crisis going on. I mean, the people had to boil their water. Why do you have to boil your water before you drink it? Say again? Obviously, there's some toxins in the water. Obviously, there's some living organisms in the water if you got to boil it before you drink it. That was just 2 weeks ago. It was a boil water crisis going on. 15 minutes from us. You got to boil the water? Now, I knew about boiling water when you pour. I grew up having to boil water because we didn't have no hot water at times. I knew about boiling water and taking a bath with hot water thrown in the tub. I know about that kind of boiling water. Not boiling water to drink it. That's how you know it's bad. But the Most High said what? Because you didn't want to follow my commandments, I'm going to make you serve your enemies. I'm going to bring them against you. And they're going to be the ones who control your water resource. They're the ones that's going to control the farms and the pesticides that they put on the farms. They're going to regulate what's safe as a pesticide and what's not safe as a pesticide. Now they have control. Read on.
And in nakedness.
And in what?
Nakedness.
And they're going to tell you what to wear. Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
And this is true. That's why they gave, we had our clothes were, as slaves in America, we would wear our shoes until the shoes just fell apart. We wore our clothes till the clothes dissolved. They dissolved and fell apart.
God.
They said, and in the want of all things. So what about medicine? Now we got to go to our enemies for what? He said for the want of all
things.
And you know what? Now that these are the nations that have been, like the scripture said, lords over us now they're telling us what is right and what is wrong. Do you think they're going to have mercy on you? Read that in James chapter 2 verse 6. Do you think they care? We expect this country to care. You know what? This country has cared enough to put us in brick tenements called projects.
James chapter 2 verse 6.
If you live in, you know you can relate, and everybody might not be able to relate because we're a little bit better now, than lifestyle wise. But it wasn't too long ago when we lived in the majority of the inner city populations. We made up the majority of the inner city. Where we lived in brick tenements that was called manors. It was always named manor, ward, terrace, place,
Oakwood,
wood, whatever it is. These are just project buildings. He said, but we got to go to our enemies for everything. But read this. James chapter 2 verse 6.
James chapter 2 verse 6 reads, but ye have despised the poor.
It says, go ahead.
Do not rich men oppress you?
It says, don't rich men do what?
Oppress you.
Do you think that the wealthy of this country really cares about you? Or do they care about their bottom dollar? Their bottom dollar is profit. This is a capitalistic society we live in. Their bottom dollar is not seeing you be healthy. and for your birth rates to overtake and eclipse their birth rates. That's not their interest. That's why majority of abortion clinics are in what 76% of abortion clinics are in walking distance to black and Hispanic neighborhoods. He says, do not rich men do what?
Do not rich men oppress you and draw you before the judgment seats?
Aren't they always trying to penalize you for something?
Yeah.
Go to Ecclesiastes chapter 13, verse 20. Give me one more verse on this point. Ecclesiastes chapter 13.
God. Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse what?
Verse 20.
Verse 20 reads, as the proud hate humility,
He said, as the proud hates humility. Go ahead.
so doeth the rich abhor the poor.
So does the rich abhor, which means to hate the what?
The poor.
So if you are poor in this country, which demographics and stats show that we're on the bottom of damn near every economical scale that there is, we make up the poverty level. When it comes to bad dieting and nutrition, we always got the largest damn kidney dialysis clinics in the damn U.S. We're always at the height of all the bad stats and at the low of all the economic stats. He said, but don't rich men oppress you? Don't the rich hate the poor? When these nations that the Most High brought on top of us were placed in power over us, these are some of the things that they did dealing with medicine. Get your pen and paper, write this down, because I want you to order these books. All right? I want you to order these books. Write this down. This has been the history of medicine and of vaccinations dealing with black and Hispanic people primarily. I want you to get these books. Write this down. If you don't write it down, come back, rewind the class, and check it out. Write this down. The first book I want you to get is called A Medical Apartheid. It's the dark history of medical experimentation on black Americans from a colonial times to the present. It was written by Marriott A. Washington. Because you got to educate yourself on these vaccinations. I don't have the answers on whether you should take it or not. My advice is no. Especially after you read these books. Especially after you understand through the scriptures that you've been placed in the hand of your enemy. And your enemy being on top of you, the rich will hate the poor. Do not rich men oppress you? But this is how they oppress you medically. And this is proven. These are facts. These are facts of how they've used medicine against us. So the first book I want you to get is called Medical Apartheid. The dark history of medical experimentation on black Americans from colonial times to the present. By Marriott A. Washington. The second book I want you to get, The History of the Negro in Medicine by Herbert Morris. The History of the Negro in Medicine by Herbert Morris. The third book I want you to get, Making a Place for Ourselves by Vanessa Northington Gamble. Making a Place for Ourselves by Vanessa Northington Gamble. The fourth book I want you to get, An American Health Dilemma by Drs. Linda Clayton and Michael Bird. An American Health Dilemma by Drs. Linda Clayton and Michael Bird. The fifth book I want you to get is called Bad Blood by James Jones. It's called Bad Blood by James Jones. The sixth book I want you to get is called Tuskegee's Truth by Susan Reverberry. Tuskegee's Truth by Susan Reverberry. The seventh book I want you to get is called The Plutonium Files by Eileen Wilson. Or Eileen Wilson. It's called The Plutonium Files. This details how radiation, the government was using radiation experiments on preferably black people. This is the result of being in the hands of your enemy. The 8th book I want you to get is called Bones in the Basement. Good luck trying to find this one. It's called Bones in the Basement by Robert Blakely and Judith Harrington. It details the College of Georgia was found with thousands of cadavers, of bones, of black people that were used by physicians for experimental training. And the bodies were stolen from the morgue. Surprisingly, that book is out of print. The 9th book I want you to get is called Acres of Skin by Alan Hornsblum. And it details in Philadelphia the Holmesburg prison complex, how they were experimenting with the prisoners in Philly. It's called Acres of Skin. The 10th book I want you to get is called The Treatment by Martha Stevens. It's called The Treatment by Martha Stevens. And it details in Cincinnati the radiation experiments done, once again, targeting African Americans. They're testing radiation equipment and radiation therapy on black folks before they approved it and released it for the other people. The 11th book I want you to get is called Killing the Black Body by Dorothy Roberts. Killing the Black Body. And it details about the reproductive issues that black women have. Obviously, it's coming from somewhere. Globally, I want you to get a book called Hitler's Black Victims by Clarence Lusane. Hitler's Black Victims by Clarence Lusane. 13th book I want you to get, Medizin und Colonial Imperialismus. It's a German book written by Wolfgang Eckert. It's called Medizin und Colonial Imperialismus by Wolfgang U. Eckert. The 14th book I want you to get is called Herero Heroes by Jan Bart Gewalds. And it shows the Germans' abuse on the Nambian Herero people. How the Germans were experimenting with these African people in Nambia. Particularly this tribe called Herero tribe. Or Herero people in Nambia. The Germans were experimenting with them. The 15th book I want you to get is called Medicine and Slavery by Todd L. Savitz. Medicine and Slavery. The 16th book I want you to get is called Working Cures by Charlotte M. Fetz. Got that? If you didn't, rewind it and rewind the class and go back and see it, get it if you didn't get it. All right? So now go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47 again.
God.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 47 reads, Because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And he shall do what?
Put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Go ahead.
Until he have destroyed thee.
And you know what? There's different systems that are created in this place to destroy us. See, the Most High just said he's going to put a yoke of iron. He didn't tell us the specific of the yoke of iron. There's specifics and there's systems that are in place to create this yoke of iron that we're under, that we can't escape from. In this system, one of them is called scientific racism. This is one of the yokes of iron that the Most High put under us. You know what scientific racism is? Scientific racism is some so-called Europeans being in America, being at the height of their power, releasing information and studies to show the deteriorated intelligence of black and Hispanic peoples or captured peoples. These are just justifications. Scientific racism is the justification that these nations use, that they used and still use, to classify why you deserve an abortion clinic in your neighborhood. Because you have low IQ test scores. Write this down. This is one of them systems. It's called it's called The History of Race and Intelligence. Look this up. The History of Race and Intelligence. This is one of these scientific systems or scientific racism that the Most High said would often pursue us when we get caught under our enemies. When we're in the hands of our enemies. And I'm gonna read some of what the doctors have said concerning blacks and Hispanics. Okay, Francis Galton, the English eugenicist, wrote a book called Hereditary Genus in 1869. He says blacks have the lowest level of intelligence of all people, and the only people that have a lower form of intelligence is the Aborigines of Australia. He said they have the lowest form of intelligence. He said, but blacks, they're the lowest among all the nations. And this is by a man named Galton, Francis Galton, who wrote a book called Hereditary Genus in 1869. Another form of scientific racism is in 1895. R. Mead Bach of University of Pennsylvania published an article called The Psychological Review that the black people have the slowest reaction time of all people. Howard Odum in 1910 wrote about mental and social traits of the Negro. He wrote a book called Mental and Social Traits of the Negro, which describes African Americans as lacking in filial love or affection. They have strong migratory instincts, meaning they don't stay in one place. Knowing damn well we stay at home. We're the only people that you don't find us at the bottom of the damn ocean. You don't find us hiking on the highest damn mountain just for the hell of it. You don't see us rock climbing and skydiving. He said, but we have the strongest migratory instincts and tendencies with little sense of veneration. We have no respect. This was written in 1910. He says we're improvident, we're extravagant, we're lazy, and we're lacking in persistence. We give up too quick. We're quitters. I thought we hustled. You know what I'm saying? I thought we hustled. He says we're lazy, lacking in persistence, initiative, and unwilling to work continuously at details. This is called scientific racism. This is a yoke of iron that they put on us. See, they might be able to hide and not wear the damn KKK mask. But this is what the educators feel about you. This is how they look at you. This is how they always looked at you. Lazy, lacking in persistence, lacking intelligence and initiative. 1916, George O. Ferguson, The Psychology of the Negro. He says that they are full of morons. 1916, George O. Ferguson wrote a book called The Psychology of the Negro. Louis Terman said that using The Psychology of the Negro, he was one of the writers of it, he said non-whites are the only class of people that have morons in it. If you're white, he saw no morons amongst the white race. Wow. As if the white race has no morons. Now, I grew up in a trailer park for a portion of my life. I beg to differ. Moving on. Raymond Cattell wrote about race slumpers. He called black people and Hispanics race slumpers. What the hell is a race slumper? I got it right here though. Yeah, I got it. Let me give it to you. Give it to you. He called us race slumpers. What the hell is a race slumper? Let me get it real quick. I'm gonna have you read the article itself. Race slumpers, man. These are the same people that control the medical industry, that control the education system. Read this right here.
Race slumpers. In the 1930s, the English psychologist Raymond Cattell wrote 3 tracts: Psychology and Social Progress, 1933. The Fight for Our National Intelligence, 1937. And Psychology and Religious Quest, 1938. The second was published by the Eugenics Society.
By the who?
Eugenics Society.
And Bill Gates is a major philanthropist, and his father was one of the CEOs of Planned Parenthood. So his father ran the Planned Parenthood, and his father was a major forerunner for the eugenics program that Margaret Sanger created. Read on.
Of which he had been a fellow, a research fellow. It predicted the disastrous consequences of not stopping the decline in the average intelligence in Britain by 1 point per decade. In 1933, Cattell wrote that of all the European races, the Nordic race was the most evolved in intelligence.
The Nordic race, the Scandinavians, were the most intelligent race. This is psychological warfare. These are the people that publish these journals, and these become instrumented into college. These become part of the standardized test that you take. This is the forerunning of standardized testing, intelligence quotient test or IQ test. These tests are created by governments to determine the intelligence of the population. And if you do not fare well in these tests that they created, then you qualify for sterilization. Then you should be sterilized as a people. This is why there's so many damn abortion clinics in your neighborhood, because this is the mindset behind the abortion clinic. You're not smart enough to be a people. You're not smart enough to survive. You're not smart enough to be allowed to live. This is a damn yoke that we're reading about that's on our neck from Deuteronomy chapter 28. Read on.
It says evolved intelligence and stability of temperament. He argued for no mixture of bloods between.
He said there should be no what?
No mixture of bloods between racial groups.
He's right about that. Read on.
Because the resulting reshuffling of impulses and psychic units throws together in each individual a number of forces which may be incompatible. He rationalized that hatred and abhorrence, ... for the Jewish practice of living in other nations instead of forming an independent, self-sustained group of their own, referring to them as intruders with a crafty spirit of calculation.
He didn't even like the Jews. He said he called them intruders with a crafty spirit of calculation, which we know. Read on.
Yeah. He recommended a rigid division of races, referring to those suggesting that individuals be judged on their merits, irrespective of racial background, as race slumpers.
He says he said anybody that's not qualified or smart enough or have enough intelligence, he classified them as race slumpers. You're slowing down mankind from evolving. So you deserve to be sterilized.
That's a game.
That's a damn yoke. That means your women's uterus deserves to be taken out or altered with some type of birth control pill so that they don't produce babies. These are the people behind the pushing of the system that we have today that set up these damn clinics. Set up by Margaret Sanger. Read this right here. I'll read it. I don't know if you... Well, you can read it.
I can read that.
Yeah, I don't know if you read my right. Yeah, Margaret Sanger right here.
All right. Racist legacy of Margaret Sanger.
She's the founder of the Planned Parenthood, which is worldwide. Read on.
1879 through 1966, founder of Planned Parenthood, who once gave a talk to KKK.
She was at a rally, and she spoke at a KKK rally. The founder of Planned Parenthood, that has seen 22 million black babies die from 1987 up until 2015. Who's behind it? Read on.
To help promote the Negro Project, birth control.
What is the Negro Project?
Birth control.
Who was she talking to? She was talking to the KKK to promote the Negro Project. The Negro Project is birth control. Sterilize these race slumpers. Read on.
Means the release and cultivation of the better racial elements in our society and the gradual suppression, elimination, and eventually extirpation of defective stocks.
She considered us as being a defective stocks. Black and Hispanic people, they consider to be defective stocks of mankind. That's why the Bible said, don't the rich hate the poor? Just like the pride hate humility, so does the rich hate the poor. We just read that. They hate you. Why the hell would you take their vaccinations? Why the hell would you take their medications? Unless you have a need for it. But as far as that other stuff, you better think about it before you just assume that they have your best interest in mind. You better think about what you're doing. And if you eat right, you don't have to see their ass anyway. Read on.
Those human weeds, which
they called us what?
Human weeds.
Human weeds. What the hell do you do with a weed? You root it out. It does the crop no good. They're saying that blacks and Hispanics are human weeds. Good for nothing. Read on.
Which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization.
They said which threaten the blooming of the finest flowers of American civilization. This is behind the education system. Now how many of our women and people have gone to see Margaret Sanger's creation? Her extermination factory. Her agricultural human extermination plan. Read on.
Today, 79% of Planned Parenthood's surgical abortion facilities are located within walking distance of African American or Hispanics Latin neighborhoods. 1965 Rockefeller Foundation was a major donor to the International Planned Parenthood Federation.
The international. It's not just in America. This idea is to exterminate blacks, Hispanics, so-called third world countries on an international level. The Rockefellers are co-signing her creation, her brainchild. They back her ideas of trying to look at us like human weeds. Read on.
So far, Bill and Melinda Gates.
Go ahead.
Has spent billions on population control in Africa.
And where?
In Africa and throughout the third world.
Now check this out by a newspaper article that someone wrote about Bill Gates and how they look at Bill Gates coming into Africa. Check this out. Read this right here from the top.
Abiku Enocha, author of Target Africa, wrote on her 2012 open letter to Melinda Gates, amidst all our African afflictions and difficulties.
Go ahead. He said, amidst all of our African afflictions and difficulties. Go ahead.
Amidst all the social, economic, and political instabilities, our babies are always a firm symbol of hope, a promise of life, a reason to strive for the legacy of a bright future. So a few weeks ago, I stumbled upon the plan and promise of Melinda Gates to implant the seeds of her legacy in 69 of the poorest countries in the world.
So they want to implant this black project, the Negro Project, which Margaret Sanger started, which is birth control, sterilization of the nations, that they consider or classify as not smart enough people, not intelligent people, lazy people, human weeds. He said Bill and Melinda Gates, they have a plan to set up these projects in 69, or these brainchild, these damn clinics, so-called clinics, in 69 what?
of the poorest countries in the world, most of which are in sub-Saharan Africa.
Go ahead.
Her pledge is to collect pledges for almost 5 billion in order to ensure that the African woman is less fertile.
Is what?
Less fertile.
What is the billions of dollars being generated for? Is to ensure that the African woman is what?
Less fertile?
You know why? Because they understand that their birth rates, their reproductive rates are very small. There's a lot of infertility amongst the nations. And the Most High said he made the heathen small among the nations. But they have control and they have money. And so their idea is in order to retain power, is to limit you in your life so that they can sustain power. So they got to offset the numbers somehow. So that's what these clinics are for. Read on.
Less encumbered, and yes, she says more liberated.
They'll be more free. We're going to set the women free. How the hell are you going to set the women free by killing off their offspring? These are systems of oppression. These are yokes of iron that Deuteronomy is talking about. Read that again.
God. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. Well, 48 reads, Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So these yokes of iron, these are systems, man. Testing the prison population. Running tests on the military without their acknowledgement. When you read all those books that was given to you to buy and purchase, all these books tell you about the abuse of the medical industry upon blacks and Hispanics, particularly the men and the women, with both radiation. In the 1930s, they would take black women, addict them to heroin, and then while they were high, they would perform all types of vaginal surgeries on them and experimentation on them. Yes, we're the guinea pigs of the medical industry. These are yokes of iron, man. That's why you got to be careful about if you so-called trust these ideas and these plans that people have in order to vaccinate you. What's the purpose and plan and the motivation behind the vaccination? Too much history and too much evidence have shown that they don't have our best interests in mind. So I'm going to say what Public Enemy taught me as a kid. Can't trust them. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can type it in. Yeah, come on. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and end class. But read on, finish that.
Come. Until he have destroyed thee.
Until he have what?
Destroyed thee.
So is the purpose of medicines in this world and vaccination, immunization to heal you? Or is it made for what?
Destroyed
It's
thee.
made for your destruction, man. It's too much evidence. It's too much history. It's too much written material. It's too many facts that prove that we're their guinea pigs. And they set up fake tests, standardized tests, intelligence tests, SAT tests, ACT tests. They're always setting up a test to quantify, do you deserve to be euthanized? That's how they set up budgets for schools. If you're not a recognized school, and if your school doesn't have like 80% passing rate, then we're going to defund you in your school. That's the purpose of standardized testing. But it's bigger than that. Standardized testing goes beyond that. It goes beyond just you seeing if you can get into college. It goes as far as, why should we keep you alive? Because that's in history. Those are facts. So with that, we're going to go say shalom. So as you can tell, it'll be a cold day in hell before I sign up for a damn clinic. And I sign up and walk into a damn vaccination clinic. First and foremost, they already got clinics in our neighborhood that don't have a name on them. Why they got clinics in our neighborhood that are like damn near pop-up shops? They pop up. They distribute medication. You go in, you sign a waiver. You can't sue them. You don't know the doctor's name. They don't give you a receipt. Even when you go to a major hospital, they give you a form of exactly what treatment they did to you. It's called a medical record. When you go to any hospital, major hospital, you have a medical record. And you can ask for your medical record. What did you give me today? I've been in here for 2 weeks. What did you give me? What did I eat when I was here? That's all in the medical record. What diagnosis did the doctor give me? That's all in the medical record. You go to these clinics, you don't have a medical record. You go in, you get a shot, you leave. There's no medical record. Then if you have a side effect, you can't sue. Where are these clinics at? These clinics are in your neighborhood. These are damn near equivalent to the death camps that the Nazis had in Germany. Setting up fake clinics. Fake clinics in your neighborhood. Because you may got an STD, you might have a real disease. But you go to a clinic that won't give you a medical record. They don't tell you the doctor's name. They don't tell you what they gave you. You just go in, sign a waiver that you can't sue nobody, and you leave. And when you come back 6 months from there, that shop don't even exist anymore. It's like a damn phantom clinic. What do you think they're doing in that clinic? Educate yourself. Be careful on what you eat. Be careful on what you put in your body. Because like Leviticus 17:10 said what?
Leviticus chapter 17 and verse 10 reads.
Was it verse 11? Verse 11.
Verse 11 reads, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood."
He says, for the life of the flesh is in the what?
In the blood.
Is in the blood, man. You can't just let people inoculate your blood and put something in your blood. Because that's your life. They're playing with your life.
Go.
All right? So with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.